Hey there, extra chair here? I didn't keep it, but I said the whole set, but still extra chair, I got mine too. And it's betting something. It's probably someone a new guest. Well, let me reveal it. It's actually a personal guest, and the person is over here is actually my very personal, very close person, my very close friend in my life. And let's check it out. Who is he? Well, oh, we got him. Here's a special person, a special guest for tonight's show, and here's my dad. Well, you can see your face mask is together, doesn't it?
Yes, my dear little girl.
And well, I can say is we're dad and son, and so today we're gonna talk something special about. Well, let me see it perfectly first. Let me sit perfectly. It's comfortable. So we're gonna face each other. Well, that's okay here. So today we're gonna talk about cause my dad over here, and he knows me. He knows me growing up. He knows what type of person I am, or what type of person I used to be in my childhood, and who I am right now, or what I'm gonna be. Actually, I share all my personal feelings, all my personal experiences, all my future niches and my targets with him. So he knows everything about it. Do you? Do you know?
Yes.
Oh well, a little hard, a little uncomfortable. That doesn't matter. At the personal time, at the first time I made my video, I felt uncomfortable too. Well, so today cause he knows about my childhood, and I have written this book. I was actually ordered this from Daraz. It's Elon Musk book. It's a book on Elon Musk. Well, probably 192 taka, very cheap, and very cheap for an expensive person. So this book actually I bought this book from Daras to learn about Elon Musk, like what he did in his lifetime and his works and his niches, and actually found some a little bit condensed and compatible to my life with Elon. That's true. So here's a person who actually knows about my life growing up. So he knows about me how I grown up, and I know how Elon has grown up in his childhood. So we're gonna make up something time together, how it grown up together. So let's begin it. Well, before that, here's a special diary I made. It's probably a fluid version. It's written Espanol here, which means Spanish. And actually, it's all over okay with English. It's all about okay with Bengali, with Hindi, with Urdu, and now something a new language to adopt after Korean as well. Is Spanish. So I actually started learning Spanish a few days ago, and actually know two sentences now. Like first of all, hola, soy mushroom, mucho gusto, which means hey, I'm mushroom, nice to meet you. So this is actually the first two lines I learned about Spanish, and a lot of them left in my life to go. All right, so let's go with something about Elon Musk though. Let me tell you something, Dad. Elon Musk, the person I know right now, the richest man on earth. Do you? So the person actually he has grown up in South Africa, and later his parents actually from his mom actually from Canada, and his dad is from South Africa, but he has a British citizenship too, and he was born in 1971 June 28th. He's actually older than you.
Yes.
You were in December 2, and he was in June 28th. So he's like older than me. He's older than my dad. So I mean, he's still young. Yeah, he's even younger than me. So he was born in South Africa, but due to his mom, he has a Canadian citizenship as well. And later, he has gone to Canada at the age of 17 to pursue his dreams, to go to university in the Queen's University to study with. But later, somehow, he has moved to USA because his main purpose is in USA. You have seen his in other interviews too. He said he always wanted to go to US, but he found it easier to go from Canada to US, but much easier and to get the scholarship as well due to his mom because she's a Canadian. So he had been in Canada at the age of 17 and studied in Queen's University. There he actually met his first fiance with Justin Musk. We later they came together, but Elon had been moved to in Pennsylvania University. Actually, I forgot the year. I don't know where the year actually is or where the date or what even the age he was, but he has moved to Pennsylvania University, and to be honest, he is actually a millionaire's kid. I mean, his dad is a multimillionaire, maybe a net worth of around $400 million at that time. Well, pretty much is very high, but still, he actually used to live in $1 per day because he wanted to, feel what the things have been a reality, because he has been a rich man's kid. So the most of the rich man's kid got broke because they have a lot more feelings about their life. They have love to enjoy more than they've been working. Well, the dad's been working and they're enjoying. Dad, but you work, I work too, isn't it? Well, I've been working on different sectors. You're working for paying the family, and I'm working from taking it a little bit further. So okay, supporting me. He's supporting me. So he's doing that too. So he actually wanted to do something like I want to do. I want to go to US and pursue my dreams. What actually been needed for me to do in US to pursue my dreams. Actually, like one of the things, it's not even a single thing, and a lot more things, even relative to Elon Musk as well, like in every sectors of technologies. So I want to go with. Well, I want that to be a secret now. So, where the beginning started. The beginning at the time of Elon Musk actually learned programming when he was 12, and at the age of 12, he actually made his first game, which is called Blaster, which had been sold to a South African magazine for $500. That's been a huge for a 12 years old kid, and he had to open a whole bank account for saving the amount of money. And if we convert the dollars, $500 to Bangladeshi taka, around 48,000 taka. Huge.
Yes.
For a 12 years old kid. Even he made the money by himself. So, to be honest, for me, actually, at the age of 12, I've studied in a book what is called CPU, what is, how computer it is, or what the history of computers. Well, I'm not insulting anyone, but in this country, still even at the age of 10, we have an ICT book contains page of around 52 or 62 page. We still have the question, what is CPU or what is computer? So you understand, it's not actually my fault, and because it's not my fault, that's why I'm not gonna ruin my life for this country. So that's why I taught myself the computers and programming. I actually started with the C++ programming, but due to my exam, I actually got stopped. And let me tell you one thing first. This video is gonna take a long time because here's a special person in my life. So I'm gonna share all my childhood memories and childhood things with the expert person who have actually saved my every moments of my life. So he knows all my memories where I can go with. So he was done. He was done programming at the age of 12. I couldn't do a lot of things, but I've done electronic works at the age of 12. Can you remember the first project I made? Maybe I broke my toy car and put the engine to a new car, a plastic or paper model car, and made a whole new car. From the car, maybe around 100 taka, but I made the car around with 5 taka by breaking the whole 150 taka's car, took the engine, and made a whole new car, which totally got broke later.
Yes.
He can't remember, and actually I lost the car. That's my bad. I actually made my first car. Well, he was with programming. Well, I'm in the programming industry too, but I was going to electronics in my beginning of my life. So I was like, okay, with Thai cars. So what are the Thai cars I have? Let me tell you one thing. I don't have any Thai cars left from my childhood because all the things are broken, all the things I've learned, and I taught myself motors. Maybe I was in nursery grade then, and at the time I was age of 9 when I taught myself how a motor works with the magnetic rotation. Isn't it?
Then you're in school.
UK
International.
I was in UK International School.
UK International School.
And
in
Canada. And from there, my teachers actually, I wasn't much good in studies, like an average student, but my teacher even used to appreciate me, like I was much intelligent for like extracurricular works. Well, extracurricular works in this country goes for the paper works mostly, like making a paper plate, but I was going to electronics and some of them like cardboard mechanics or making some things with the cardboard instead of using it with plastic. We used to make it with cardboard, but there's one issue because the plastic is in water consumption, so it even stays in the water. But remember, I made my first boat with the cardboard. It got dried away, and literally learned everything can be done with the cardboard. So it's plastic. But I didn't teach myself plastic later. Everything got changed. Like that had been moved to my machine from Chennai. We have come off to a home country, is a native land in Khulna. And still are making the video from here. And now he's moved to Russia. He's one of the king in Russia now. And we're dominating Khulna now. So everyone's like a king of their own places. So we have the separate 2 domains, but we're still the same family. So, Dad, can you remember the day I was like first I made my home city with the holy cardboard? I showed it to my club named Full Curry in Chennai.
214.
In 2014?
2014.
I think it's 2012 because 2014 I was in 3rd grade, but I made it when I was in nursery. So I think it's 2000 maybe 11 or 12.
No, 2014.
Maybe 2014 actually for the year. So maybe.
You have come back 2020, 12. 2012.
Yes.
And I am going to Mymensingh to 2014.
Oh, he has gone to my machine in 2014. That means our family got split in 2014. So till then we are together, but now we're split and dominating the both 2 separate places. And so he said right in 2012 I actually made the first cardboard designs and that's actually the beginning start from here. And from there, actually, our family matter got changed a little bit, so we had to get stopped down, especially for me, I had to stop down my passion, my pursuing for this technological works because we've come up from city to all the countryside places where people aren't much related to technology. So that's a huge threat for me, and I got like adopted with them. I got immersed with them, I got addicted with them, but later I didn't let my dream to go off for this situation, the circumstance around me. So later I strongly hearted, I just taken, like swear to myself, whatever it is, I don't care about the government here, I don't care about the country here, I'm just gonna pursue my dreams, what I'm born to. I just believe as God has actually sent me for doing this. And that's actually, I don't think I've been taught by Elon Musk or not, but he has become. Like, that's what I said in my childhood, I shared earlier with Dad. And one of the things I did in my childhood was mechanic works, and what Elon did was mostly, aeronautic works, and he did mostly programming, and I was a mechanic. So I taught myself machines when I was nursery grade, and when he was at 12, he was learning programming, so I'm making $500 a day.
Many toys you are damaged, and you can play the.
Making a lot of my toys with it, yeah. So actually, I broke a lot of my toys. So that's what I said before. Like, I do have any toys left from my childhood to show it to my kids or somewhere in the future, because all my toys are broken. Like, I could remember, like, in my birthday I got maybe 5 cars a gift. The next day all the cars got broken. I put all the engines and trying to save them from making the new motors. Like, I'm breaking a car and making a boat with it, breaking a robot and making a car with it. And once I broke my brother's car and took the engine and lights and making a boat with it and launched it to my school and lose it. That's so funny.
Yeah.
I lose it.
It's a funny, but I think it's a future, a great future for you.
Yes.
When you did the creative, you are working.
Yes.
Your toys toy damage. I haven't. And your thinking is very help for you the upgrade.
Yes.
Day by day you are upgraded.
I think like when I was a kid, I was taking this knowledge for the real life. So right now I'm in 10th grade. Like, I recently became the senior batch. The senior batch is given the SSC in 2021, sitting here now. And like when I was a kid, I just said, I just took all the knowledges I learned from my childhood and now applying it to the physics now. Like, what is motorics? I know it from when I was in nursery grade. I don't know most of the stream story or not, but yeah, I was loving physics books when I was maybe in nursery. I was buying some physics books and buying them and learning what is physics. So I actually was learning. I was mostly passionate with mechanics. So I was like doing a mechanics book, and from there I wanted to be a mechanical engineer. So this supported me, but later somehow it just got to be changed. So here's next topic was something about Elon Musk. What it is. So let me tell you something about Elon Musk when he came after from the South Africa and Canada. He moved to US and was studying in Pennsylvania. And at that time he was a rich man's kid, but he was living in poor. And he was living $1 per day just by eating hot dogs. Well, that's unhealthy, Elon, but yeah, that's what actually we lived with. So, but for paying the rent of his hostel probably in hostel house, I don't know where he lives. He used to live in Pennsylvania, but he has a roommate with him, so he actually used to, every weekend he used to turn his house into a nightclub to pay the whole rent of his house for a whole week. I probably said you before about Elon Musk, like what he did. Later, he was been getting a scholarship to come to Stanford University. Dad, my favorite university is Stanford.
Of course, I hope.
Yeah, I hope too. He moved to Stanford University by taking a scholarship, and that's the place he went to, Silicon Valley, and the place he pursued to. But one twist here, like when he goes to Stanford University after taking his graduation in probably economics and physics, but later he came out to do a PhD in physics, and just only first 2 days he had been to the lectures, he felt bored and dropped out from Stanford. That takes a huge guts to do. And later he has moved to he has started his company with his brother named Kimball Musk and inherited some money from his dad sitting in South Africa and started the first company was SIP2. Well, Zip2. Now it's been called PayPal. As one of the reasons for creating PayPal was Zip2 was online banking. So you made the money. And actually, don't know much thing about it. Well, the book doesn't provide much information over here about Zip2. But after the Zip2, you have to move to X.com, which later again got tied back with Zip2. And later he sold back the company for $170 million. Well, he said the company actually, I think it's more the prices, but he personally got $170 million, and he invested the company $100 million in SpaceX, $60 million in Tesla, and $110 million in Solar City. So, like a person who got $170 million just invested all the company and had a zero net worth later. Takes huge good. That means at that time he has a companies, but he still can be counted as a beggar. He was homeless, and he owed some houses from somewhere. He later just invested all the companies and investing all the companies, and later owed a house for a living. A person who has more than $170 million has been counted as a multi-millionaire, and he didn't go broke, but he just went to live like a broke style and like using his brain for this, and with the help of his brother. And later he has been the CEO of Tesla, SpaceX, and Solar City. Well, Solar City is doing the work, just providing, for nuclear fission, and just putting this nucleus out and putting the green energies over there with the help of Solar City. And that's actually very important for this country too, because you know what, this country has been filled with sunlight, but this country has only one nuclear power plant in Rupur, I guess.
Yeah, Rupur.
In Rupur, yes.
And
So,
next project, not Bangladesh.
oh yeah, in not Bangladesh, I think it's a water turbine. A turbine project?
No.
So?
Paramount.
Nuclear power plant. Nuclear power plant. Next one in? Where's the place?
Maybe Khulna or Borishal.
Maybe Khulna or Borishal. If it's Khulna, I think that's gonna take in a lot of more places, because Khulna doesn't have much place to live. Right? Well, it could be anything, but right now there's only one in Bangladesh, in Rupur, and we can see it. It's a huge place. That's been okay. That's a renewable energy, but that's not green. That makes a vaporance of waters and other materials, which puts which matches with the air, and which actually not that much good for us. So the best thing for us, I think, especially for a country like Bangladesh, which directly get the sunlight directly from the sun, which is temporarily just puts the temperature maybe around 40 degrees or sometimes 35. That's a huge. And that degrees, I think, we can use the sunlight easily to make it in power plants. Well, actually, it's a green energy power plants are putting the solar panels everywhere. Well, the government's taking the steps too, but people are personally doing this. Yes, that's always been in searching. So
the land searching.
People are doing land searching for making this, and I hope they get it, because that's very important for this country. So the country doesn't have much place for putting this nuclear power plants out. But I think there's alternative ways to use the like solar panels that would be much easier. And I think there's a turbine somewhere in Bangladesh, water turbine.
Water turbine in Bangladesh, those dry, Chilet, Chittagong.
In Chittagong.
Chittagong.
That's
Kaptai.
In Kaptai. The place's name is Kaptai, whereas the first turbine in Bangladesh to provide energy. So first green and renewable energy we got, but that's not much efficient, because we still need the solar panels for this, because the light is everywhere, not the river. Well, the Bangladesh should be considered as a country of rivers as well. So I think the future is gonna be of Bangladesh probably gonna be pretty well for the energies, but about the people, like the people around 160 million people over here, whereas he got $170 million Elon Musk himself. So just taking a silly complications, like he probably could provide all of his money to $1 to each citizen of Bangladesh right now. That's useless. So he invested all the money on his 3 companies and went and broke all the house over there and lived with his brother and taking a shower. He didn't have any money to eat even. So this company, this person was going like this very hardly, and one of the time he actually got the feeling of the hardest part of the business was 2008. I was probably 4 years then.
Last 10 years, Bangladesh huge develop.
Yes.
Huge develop.
Yes, from nothing to be something.
10 or 12 years.
In 10 years, in the next decade.
And it's a COVID. We are back. I mean, 38 or 40 years.
That's a matter of sorrow. in this decade, Bangladesh have been tried a lot to come to more future. Even Bangladesh targeted 2021 to be making this country as a digital Bangladesh. But due to the COVID, the country has been 3 or 4 decades back. It has been super hard. It's gonna be so hard to recover. I don't know what's gonna happen. At least I'm gonna take care of mine. I'm not the selfish too. Well, so when he went there and started his Teslas and other companies, so he was actually doing the hardest work of his life. But in 2008, he totally got broke because all the companies and Tesla's actually about to get bankrupt. Where he invested at least $100 million in his company, so he's always about to lose $100 million. But later he got twisted. He got some orders there. He changed some technologies. He put in some new designs. He put in some new models. He put in some new technologies. Like the most efficient ways is EV, electric vehicle. Well, because it's electricity and it's as a generation, so it's gonna be a next gen car instead of using the fossil fuels because we're gonna be ran out from the country as very well. Oh my God, my hair is very bad here. So. Over from there, they're using the car which doesn't put in exhaust. You have the car too, which runs on gas, methane. Well, that's okay. That doesn't emit much as a petrol or diesel, but that's been harder too.
But gas is not available
Everywhere in this country, yes.
In this Rajshahi or Khulna.
Cool.
Here is the LPG is available.
LPG is available here, so the gas supplies are much available over here in this country too. So I think the best thing is to electric vehicles, which America has already been adopted with Tesla, with some of the cars like Lucid in Faraday Future. With Mercedes going with EVs too, and a lot more companies, so it's called competition. But it's began with Tesla as a fully EV vehicles, which doesn't use any other fuels to come with. Well, even its Model S, Model 3, Model X, Model Y, even the Cybertruck as well, even the Roadster, which is considered a sports car, which is a sports car around 350 miles per hour in 3 or 5 seconds. That's actually, as this kind of speed, but still runs with electric vehicles. That's really amazing.
If our next generation has the car, running the car by some
solar
power,
by using solar power.
solar power, or without gas, without
Any of the fuels.
Any other fuels.
Yes.
I hope it's come very soon.
It will come very soon, yes. And we're actually getting some news like Tesla's thinking of planning of making a new factory over in India or maybe in Indonesia. So if it comes into India, that's definitely going to enter in Bangladesh as well. Or Indonesia is going to take some time, but still it's going to come in here. But to be honest, you know what? Tesla's already having a gigafactory in China. But still it hasn't come here. I don't know why, but I think it's a GDP problem. It's a problem of the global economy. Like, if you actually try to buy the car from outside, because it's not even a supply over the province over in Bangladesh. So if you just try to buy it from other countries like China or Germany or America directly.
They're practicing
doing this, but that's going to be super hard to buy. That's going to be super expensive, maybe thrice or 4 or maybe 10 times more than the price of the whole entire car. So I'm only super rich kind of on this. Where is Prince Musa? So the next thing is SpaceX. He started the SpaceX for making the space civilization, making an interplanetary civilization between Earth, Mars, even beyond other planets too. Well, just right now is going to stay in Mars, but I think Venus is on the spot to go with, and even my personal favorite planet, one of my favorite planets, Titan, which is a totally planet of methane. It's a great gas. And some other planets too. Well, that's going to talk later, but the first of it comes with Mars. So he actually created this whole SpaceX company to send people to Mars because he believes in the beginning and after sometimes on Earth, because lands of Earth are decreasing with the population are increasing. So I think that's gonna be some messed up with some numbers that people are gonna find hard to live with. So he just wants to take some people over in Mars to live there. What do you think is that gonna be possible?
I think
it's not scripted.
Space is a great learning session.
But yes.
More learning session.
Definitely.
That way, as a interesting roles.
Yes, sure. But what do you think for people on Earth? They're going on Mars and living there.
It's maybe possible. I hope.
It's potential, yes. Because you know what? Still scientists in NASA believed, like probably in planets like Mars or Jupiter, this wants to be a planet like ours. So probably the civilization on Mars and Jupiter got demolished, or maybe that hasn't born yet. But that definitely gonna be turning to Earth. But that's gonna take at least a 1 and 1.5 thousand years to live. So we can't see that. But we're gonna begin it. We're gonna make the beginning. But we can't see that. But we're gonna pray for the next generation. I don't know.
A portion of people migrate in this place.
Yes. They're gonna migrate on this
I
place.
think.
Yes, and SpaceX is.
Without it, it's not possible.
Yeah, that's definitely not possible without rockets. And SpaceX actually trying to, they're actually expecting to take at least 1 million people to Mars by 2050.
Right.
10 lakh people on Mars by 2050. What do you think? Super hard.
It's not possible at a time.
Yes,
So,
that's for sure.
a huge invest for this. So I think our Earth, our world,
Yes.
if you it's proper utilize, then it's not it.
Sure. Yes. Yes.
When over temperature, when we control the over temperature, when we control any pollution, excess pollution, then it's a good place of
The best
our
place.
life.
Best
Best place, right?
Yes.
No
But-
doubt.
Don't you think it's cool to be probably you're born on Earth and you're going to live in Mars? Like you're born in Bangladesh, but we are living in America. Elon Musk was born in South Africa, but living in US. So what do you think? Does it actually cool to take a birth on Earth and live on Mars?
All are powerful guys. They are all working is a
Yes.
question.
That's a
A
huge
greater
question.
question.
Yes. I think, to be honest, for me, in my mind, in my digital mind, he's a digital too, he has a working too. So our both mind goes with the potential for the Mars living or other planet. And at least making a humans as an interplanetary species. And we think it's possible.
It's possible when we available green city, available green city, then and when we pure water continue,
Yes, that's a huge issue.
then I hope long term.
That's possible.
unity.
That's possible. That's possible. So we need to make it a vegetation. We need to make it a clean water system on this planet for us to live there, and making it at least making the atmosphere. Because Mars is consumed with 99% of carbon dioxide and 99% of methane or helium in Venus. So at first, Elon Musk actually makes a plan to put in a nuclear blast on Mars to turn this planet to something like Earth. I don't know how to actually make sense.
It's a great sad for us.
That nuking Mars isn't a good idea. In Hiroshima, Nagasaki.
Hiroshima, Nagasaki.
Yes.
Yes. It's our history.
It's the biggest threat for humanity. So I think nuking Mars isn't a good idea, Elon. Try to do something alternative. Nuking Mars is actually could have a threat for the entire planet, entire solar system as well. Because all the planets live in each other are balanced with. Oh well, everybody knows who's been watching the video, I guess. And so it's actually is a huge part for living, and it's a huge potential place for living. But I think we're gonna make this happen. So let's move on to Tesla on Earth, back on Earth after from SpaceX. So in Tesla, you know what? Like people mostly used to think, even I personally used to think electric cars are actually toy cars, because we buy the toy cars, they're electric, but we're riding the normal cars, they're electric too. So doesn't that sound like a toy car? That's maybe a toy, not a car. Electric cars are maybe, you know what? Yes.
Electric cars are some.
Oh well, let me tell you. Electric cars actually, people used to think it as a toy car, but you know what? Actually, even I personally used to
solar car is a help for us.
Help for us, and yeah. So, but I think some biggest threat for electric cars is the charging system. Like for charging up your phone. Charging up your phone actually is super hard to live in here. Let me tell you what's written here. Want to slow down time, increase the speed. So that's actually some mottos I made by myself. Want to slow down time, increase the speed. That's been proven by Stephen Hawking and Einstein as well. One of my favorite scientists.
If you try a charging car,
Yes.
one car you use 2 or 3 charger. One charger finish their charge. The next
one
charge
was
you
here.
use the car,
Yes.
and it's a cycling
Cycling.
charging.
Yes. And that's
If-
a part
if
of
any
my
cost.
invention too. That's a part of my thoughts too. It's on YouTube. We can't reveal that. That's our secret. We
Yeah.
can't reveal that. That's our secret. We can't reveal that. That's one of my secrets. I didn't make the pattern yet, but that's one of my secrets, so I can share with them. Sorry. Oh my god, very messy here. What's wrong with my hair today? Well, so we're not going with my secrets, my patterns here. Here's my pattern I share with him, so it's really
Not
why.
discuss when the
yeah.
guys.
Yeah, it's when the guys have been watching, no discussion about it. So let's go with what to say, like it's been actually the end part of the video, and it's the first video to go up to 28 minutes, so it's gonna be around 30 minutes. As you know what, where's it going with his net worth? When I started knowing him, he was about $20 billion on net worth. Just the beginning of January in 2020, his net worth was around 20 billion, and in December 2020, his net worth became somehow as 120 billion. 100 billion in 1 year. How is possible?
It's possible. Next, you think next word depended online.
Oh yeah.
Depended
Yes.
ether.
Yes.
Ether means
Actually.
I don't know.
No.
No.
I thought ether
Yeah.
is Ethereum.
Ethereum. Ether.
What is Ethereum?
It's in the air.
Okay. So I think.
Ether web. You can our sound, our voice.
Oh, yes. Ether wave. So he's actually meant to say. I mean, just tell him did I get it right or not? Like for the internets have been spread everywhere. So internet's like
Yes,
like a mountain now. You can climb the top of the mountain, but you can't move the mountain. And that's what Elon did. He moved on the top of the mountain, right?
Right.
Yes, I got him. He said so. Internet actually is a great revolution of things. You can make it people from zero to hero, but again from hero to zero. That's when Elon Musk became a zero to hero. Well, he wasn't a zero at all, but his position was like something's going with him, which is lagging him down. But later, when he started with the softwares, like especially in 2021, when the COVID got started, everyone became locked down. People wanted a clean place to live, and especially a self-driving car like Elon's Tesla, a self-driving like facilitated car like Tesla, and even the car which runs on software that can be compared to a computer. The car has a computer itself. That's the software, and that's the car have been driving itself. That's like we're actually living in the future. That makes it feel like.
Our life cycle, our generation, I think, a magical sense.
Yes, you
A magical sense. When we are a student, then we our study in notebooks. No, our study we are study power. By power.
Of sunlight.
No sunlight.
So.
Sunlight and we.
And like solar lights on the road.
No.
So.
The coop.
Okay.
And
Lamps.
You can lamps. And
Yes, I got it.
You
That's super hard to study. And from
our generation came to the light. I mean bulbs, solar, computer, TV, etc.
that's a massive
laptop.
change.
A magical sense
Yes.
in our
And
life.
they are the generation. I mean, still has been their generation, and the other generation have failed from nothing to everything. And we began from everything to a lot of more things. So, 32. Okay, doesn't matter. So when he was going with Tesla, and especially for the COVID situation here, when everyone became under lockdown, so they wanted a specialized car. It's not as a car, but a personal assistant, more than their phones. So they wanted the car to take them like do everything what they actually want to do without a driver, even someone who doesn't know driving, just to order the Tesla, just go there and the autopilot mode goes turn on and it's begun automatically, which called Suman can be controlled by phone too. I don't have the app here. And so for this car actually making a massive sale into just 1 year, I didn't know where's actually the actual amount there, but a massive sale for the car actually the car company has done, and that's really amazing. And that actually helped Elon Musk to make more than $100 billion a month. And some of his biggest record in his life, he made $25 billion a day. A day has 24 hours, but he has made 1 billion more than the entire hour of a day.
So high.
So, oh well, that's normal for him. Like recently he made 36
so high
billion.
for us.
So high for us.
But the thinking, but they are not available.
No, that's
they are
available
not
for them. Yes.
satisfied.
Satisfied. That's why he made $36 billion a day. Second record. He broke his own record by making $36 billion a day. 24 hours a day, $36 billion a day. Just count it how it's impossible. Even in Bangladeshi currency, maybe.
They want single time,
Yes.
money, earning.
They always
Many
want
money
time. They don't want to waste time at all. And you know what? In Bangladesh, I think the richest man in Bangladesh is Prince Musa.
Prince Musa, it's I call funny name. It's a hybrid.
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 That's a funny name. And he has $12 billion and he makes he has a king. He has everywhere. He brags everywhere. Well, I'm not telling he is not successful. He's very successful in his place, but he brags a lot. Even like compares to someone man who has more than $300 billion as his net worth, as Elon Musk and other people like there. So he does a lot more bragging, like a lot more show off than other people they usually do. So what do you think about him, the hybrid?
Allah gifted.
This is God gifted.
Allah
Sure.
gifted.
Yes.
And his
Brace.
hard work, his thinking, his
Definitely.
six sense.
And one more thing I know about him taking the chance. In 1971, the country, this country already got demolished, and the people wanted to go to other places to stay there. And he eventually used the company to sell the employees into the mostly in Middle East countries, the labor. So he's basically a labor seller. And this is what actually helped him to make $12 billion.
Yes.
How is possible? Oh my God. I think we're gonna do something like that too. Well, not. We're gonna do it technologies now. So that's actually made him $36 billion a day. But that's a matter of great sorrow. In these 2 days, Elon Musk lose $50 billion.
It's a decline theory. I mean, it's a decline theory for the pressure his employee.
Yeah. Yes. That's true.
I
That
mean-
actually helps or makes the stock price to go up and down.
Yeah.
And they don't have any bank. I think they don't have a bank account.
When a company Massachusetts gone to Massachusetts, then he willingly decline excess and then again run
Yeah.
step by step
Step by
and
step.
up top
Tell
the top.
Yes, and Tesla has recently become a $1 trillion company, richer than entire Bangladesh. Even Elon Musk himself is richer than entire Bangladesh now. So a $1 trillion company is a huge. 1,000 billion makes a trillion. Oh my God.
Yes.
Most of the country on earth doesn't have $1 trillion of revenue. Not even a bigger countries like maybe in Australia or some of the countries doesn't have $1 trillion for the whole revenue.
And new themes, new coins, just like a coin.
Bitcoin.
Yeah, Bitcoin.
Yes, my favorite. A lot of our brands have to come to make this money. So you know what? Ethereum founder Vitalik Eth, and he was making the money. He was like broke. He's a Canadian man. He was like nothing. He actually looks like broke, but he started Ethereum and invested the money in the beginning. And from nothing, he has got around $2 or $6 billion for his revenue. Hell, what am I doing here?
Business game.
Everything is business.
Everything is business games, and I hope next few years, it's much many
Yes.
high.
Yes. The market is gonna be very
Not
high.
very down.
Even people are thinking of Bitcoin to reach around $100,000, which are around 60, more than 65 plus. I actually didn't check out the price today. Maybe 68 plus price today, or maybe 65. But people are thinking of Bitcoin to reach around $100,000 per piece. So what do you think? Is it possible?
No.
Yeah, that's what I'm actually thinking it too, because it's November, still at $60,000, and in December maybe 100, around double. That's quite impossible. But you know what? Anything could happen at Bitcoin. So let's say at the right time. But I think like we both are ensured together, Bitcoin's probably not gonna be more than $100,000 in this year in 2021. Probably in 2022. Definitely in 2022. I believe it, but not in 2021. Yes. So the Bitcoin's over, so expectation for Elon Musk losing is $50 billion a day, but that doesn't matter for anything else.
I think next business theme not including, but not affected by Bitcoin.
Oh,
The next expands any more
more things will come up.
Come up.
Yes, but you know what? I think like Google have been started on its time, and Google is now the hero. It has started first, and now it's the hero.
Yes.
And Bitcoin has been started, and I think it's gonna be the hero.
Yeah.
Already, it is the hero.
Always changeable.
That's true, but I think Bitcoin actually, you know what? Bitcoin's actually starting at the top with the 65 plus price, and Ethereum at the second with the 4,000 price. What is it?
It's a marathon race. I mean,
That's
a
true.
marathon race.
Yeah, sure.
You think and try. You go fast, and anyone, any
Yeah,
others,
perfect.
others thinking yours fast.
Yes, thinking faster than you.
He
That's
goes too fast.
very competitive
Very
company.
competitive.
So this was actually happening, and we believe the better for the future of Elon Musk and myself. Dad, please pray for me. I want to do something like this too. Pray,
Yes.
pray for me. I want to do something like that. So I think
I hope Allah give a great future for you.
Sure. I'm actually been exhaustively willing to accept that. I actually want a chance, even I personally, like always wanted to do a lot of things with this technological works, which I didn't get help from the country, but I get my full support, full help from my parents. Thank you very much for this.
Welcome.
You know what? I think if family doesn't support anything, you can't do anything.
Support always. You got
Yes, I
But-
always got support.
the way, your targeted way. You must go there.
Yes, definitely.
Your road is
Different than others.
different road,
Than
but
others.
your
Yes.
target is fixed.
Yes, always been fixed target,
And
and
I hope you go achieve the target.
I won. I won it. Yes.
Inshallah.
Inshallah. So I think it's been a first 40 minutes of video, 41 minutes of video with this dad and son, and the gossip's gonna be okay. And it's the first, but not the last one. So bye for today.
We're friendly.
We're extremely friendly. We look same. We look totally same, don't we? Just we're gonna have some beard later. I'm making it hairstyle like it from the left, and we're gonna look same as well. Already will look same. So together like this, the friendly parent, dad and son. Am I the son? Actually, I'm the eldest son. So dad and son, eldest son together. Bye for today.